This man is regarded as one of the top soul singers in recent years. Although this artist is best known for his dance song Candy Liquor, many of us appreciate his countless smooth and lovely ballads, which are sometimes mournful but always highly soulful. This vocalist was both a prolific lyricist and a dynamic and popular performer. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Marvin Sease. Before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push the notification bell to be sure you won't miss on any more uploads. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. Born Marvin Sease on February 16, 1946 in Blackville, South Carolina. He sung in church choirs and later learned to play the guitar and began working as both a vocalist and a frontman with ensembles such as the generically titled Five Gospel Singers. During these years, he supported himself through day jobs, but he was driven by ambition. He wanted to be a professional entertainer and was prepared to cross over into secular music if necessary. In 1961, at the age of 20, he traveled to New York to pursue his passion. Once in the big city, he found himself singing gospel again. He sang and played guitar for the Mighty Gospel Crowns and the Gospel Knights, a Brooklyn-based band with whom he recorded a few songs in the mid-60s. He was constantly looking for new chances. He created a Temptation-style singing trio with his brothers Charlie and Harold. According to some versions, 3 of his brothers were involved, but he quickly left and pursued a solo career. Like many scuffling vocalists, he frequently worked without a band, singing to pre-recorded backing tracks, but he did recall fronting an aggregation called the Soul Keys. He soon got a permanent job at the Casablanca, a Brooklyn nightclub. In the 70s, he released a few 45 RPM singles on Double M under his own Early Records label, and in the mid-80s, he utilized another of his songs, Ghetto Man, as the title track for a self-produced LP on Early Records.
No, I can't, because I only made a few ghetto plans.
That LP had enough local popularity to get the notice of a record shop owner with music industry contacts, who then initiated a series of conversations that resulted to Sease being signed by Polygram. In 1987, Polygram published Ghetto Man as Marvin Sease, but with a vital new addition, a longer excursion titled Candy Liquor.
Nobody knows how to make a woman feel good. Ain't that right, ladies? Ain't that right?
That tune, which had come to Sease in a dream some time previously and which he presented to Polygram on a self-recorded cassette tape just before they were preparing to publish the newly titled Ghetto Man edition, would shortly rock the Southern Soul blues world with seismic power. The admirers of Sea's work up to this point must have been surprised that nothing he had done or anything else on this record hinted that such a thing may happen. Ghetto Man was an agonizing doo-wop flavored ballad reminiscent of the work of legendary soul stylists like as James Carr, other offerings such as Let's Get Married Today,
And start a family tomorrow.
Love Me or Leave Me,
Love me right or leave me alone.
and You're Number One were romantic fantasies clearly created for youth-oriented pop radio. Candy Liquor, set to an ironically romantic mid-tempo tune, lasted almost 10 minutes and featured a lady gasping and panting in the background, as well as extensive quasi-sermons by Sease, who dwelt on his topic in delightfully vulgar detail. It became an instant jukebox hit on the Southern Circuit, and Polygram quickly published a toned-down, trimmed version for radio play. Within a year or two, Sease was able to afford a band to accompany him on his concerts, which had become one of the music industry's most popular attractions. He released a series of follow-ups to Candy Liquor, and he also developed a show that was almost as explicit as the songs. When he wasn't wagging and rolling his tongue with cartoonish lasciviousness, he'd spice up his act with stage props and gimmicks that allowed him to enact some of the fantasies suggested by his lyrics. According to him, ladies would occasionally fall out from excitement. Candy Liquor and his kinky offspring permanently stereotyped Sease as an X-rated party guy, but he also possessed more serious abilities. Those early ballads remain hallmarks of his live performances, and he never allowed himself to be completely confined by the image that his more well-known and later-day successes had established. I'm Mr. Jody.
I'm doing my job. You wanna know who I am? I'm Mr. Joe.
From 1994, with its fervent opening sermon, was and continues to be one of the most successful and influential songs in the soul blues pantheon of legends about Jody, the mythological trickster homewrecker. Johnny Taylor's 1971 singles Jody's Got Your Girl and Gone served as the blueprint. Sease's ballads, which were frequently missed in favor of his more explicit stuff, exposed him as a soul man with depth and vision. He continued to develop his abilities after joining Malaco in 2004. His albums for the label Player Haters, his 2004 debut, Live with the Candy Liquor, but even more significant in terms of a true appreciation of Sease as a soul singer, were offerings like Quiet as It's Kept, a vintage sounding up-tempo message song celebrating reciprocal love.
If you wanna receive it, oh, you know you got
Deep soul ballads like Denying Our Love,
how I wish.
and I'll Take Care of You,
Lawyer, when I'm in trouble.
and perhaps most poignantly, the prophetic Gone On.
ZZ Hill, he's gone on to Albert King.
Which may be lesser known today than Johnny Taylor's Soul Heaven, but remains an equally moving tribute to departed musical greats. Marvin Sease passed on February 8, 2011 in Vicksburg, Mississippi. It's easy to argue that his passing marked the end of one of contemporary blues' most distinctive and significant legacies. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What is your favorite song from Marvin Sease?